The global e-commerce giant Shopify has taken a brutal bashing over 2022 so far, losing nearly 2/3 of its stock price so far. Now, there are analysts out there that still think Shopify can be very bullish. So is it now a great time to get into that stock? Well, some investors, analysts would disagree. They would say that, Shopify rode the COVID bandwagon very nicely and the price has just pulled back to where it should be. So in chart of the day, I'm going to take a look at the technical analysis to see where the stock price of Shopify may be heading next. This weekly line chart of Shopify is a pretty amazing looking chart. You can see how the stock price took off during COVID, a bit bouncy, a bit unpredictable at times, but the big takeaway is that 61.35% fall in the price from the sort of end of 2021 highs, around about the $1,700 mark. I've also highlighted on some key areas of support and resistance, those green and red arrows. A lot of noise around that 1,100 to 900 area, so I'm sure there's some options traders out there with interest with those numbers. But I've also drawn on that pink line, which is a longer term trend line. You can see actually the price has come down to that. So if we didn't have the COVID run and growth was at a similar pace to that 2019-20 sort of trend line, then we would really be where we're at now. So does that mean it's a good time to buy in and get that reversal in the stock price going? It is around that 38.2% line as well, $700-ish. Further move down south though, it's a long way again to go. It's around about $500 or just under mark. But I say, interesting to see where the price plays out around this longer term trend line spot. So for you bulls out there, the downtrend has been long and nasty, but it's given us some numbers on the 4-line break chart to get back in at for that reversal. More aggressive, $8.10. More conservative, $8.75. That's on a daily line break chart. You want to get more aggressive, then change the time frame lower, but some numbers there for you to think about. And I'm afraid the daily Heikin-Ashi chart paints a similarly bearish picture. All the signals at the bottom bearish. Volatility shot up to over 100%. That's normally around the 80-70 mark, so quite significant. They're helping that downside move faster. Volume, as you can see, also is negative and trading quite a lot above its long-term moving average. We're heading on to the price. We've got the obvious sell signal there to the downside outside the 2-line pink box breakout area. So all in all, the Heikin-Ashi not looking great at the moment. I've used a $25 block size for the Renko chart, and we can see all the signals at the bottom, the DMI at the very bottom with the trend focus, all bearish. And we head up onto the price. The trend has been down since sort of mid-November, and we have multiple sell signals all the way down for the 2 pink line box breakout setup. And we can see price at recent lows in the sort of mid $600 area. Breakdown below here, the next stop takes it to March 2020 lows, which are just between the mid 350s to the 400 area. If, like we looked at on the weekly line chart, we could maybe get a bounce on that longer term trend line, then upside wise, $900,000 could be a good upside target in the shorter term. Then you're talking $1,300, and then it's got to try and get past those highs in the mid $1,700, but that seems a long way off at the moment. So if you are interested in trading Shopify to either the up or downside, where could you? Well, if you're from the States, I use a company called First Trade. I'll put their link in the description below if you want to, look at, the possibility of using their, trading account. And you can see I've got something called Options Play up at the moment. It gives you some ideas of what you can do with Shopify if you're new to option trading, but it'll allow you to trade. You could buy puts, buy calls, put combinations together to create a play around where you think the price is going to go next. So that's if you're in the States, or you might just want to buy the underlying stock. You still can do on first trade there. If you're outside of the States, you probably want to use CFDs or spread betting, and I use someone called Trade Nation. I had a look on their product list and they've actually got something called US minis. So if your budget's quite tight, often because the stock prices can be so high and is often a barrier to entry, then they offer, like I say, these mini stocks, and there's Shopify mini there, as you can see. And also checked, you can also buy its bigger brother version as well. So two ideas for you there, First Trade and Trade Nation. I'll put links in the description below there. So with that, let's take a summary of the technical analysis so far. It's not looking great for Shopify, so a bearish score overall. Got some numbers in the top right for you there if you are more bullish on Shopify. Both Heiken Ash and Renko very bearish into the targets. Upsides 1.49 and 2.77 to 1, and downsides 1.08 and 2.13 to 1. But based purely on the technicals at the moment, a pretty bearish picture. Shopify is at an interesting point then in its stock price life. You could argue either way really, for more downside or a bounce from here. Based purely on the technical analysis, it's still a bearish situation. I'd have to look for indicators to warm up to get me more bullish, but you could structure some trades in the options well, like I said, with someone like First Trade, or still play the downside bearishness using CFDs and spread bets using someone like Trade Nation. Let me know in those comments below where you think Shopify is heading next. We haven't even touched on the fundamentals, the macro, bigger picture, things that need to change to make maybe Shopify bullish once more. Like I say, let me know in those comments below. And if you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I will be producing. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.